What's up, you guys? Welcome to session number 89. We are diving into, a hell of a week as we are preparing for Liberation Day. Trump tariffs, guys, are taking effect on April 2nd. And, everyone is fearful and, a little shaky with the market right now as far as that day goes. We've been waiting for a while for it. Now, leading up to it, it is, making a lot of people nervous. So we have S&P fighting today to end the day green, guys, as the market opens today after the weekend. We saw yesterday, futures really opening up red, and gold really pumping as people tend to really come out of the stocks and into commodities, gold, silver and such. But today we're fighting to stay green, guys. S&P 500 clawed back earlier losses on today to trade slightly higher as traders nervously look ahead to President Donald Trump's tariff plans on April 2nd. Broad market up 0.07 after falling as much as 1.7% today so far. We still got another hour and 20 minutes until the market closes. A lot could happen in that time. We have NASDAQ falling 0.7%, and then Dow Jones ending 295, 0.7 earlier in the day. S&P traded 10% below its record, guys. We have tech giants today. Nvidia, Meta Platforms falling 3% and 1%. Tesla falling 3%. Tech stocks have struggled to recapture their meteoric rise from last year that was spurred by rising artificial intelligence sentiment, guys. So, guys, one stock to really look at is Nvidia, guys. We were looking at this all morning, and it is coming down quite a bit. Now it's trading in the low 100s, guys. Low 100s. It's crazy. It's the last time I checked, it was 105. We'll check to see what it's at in a minute, but investors are scrambling towards safer stocks like Coca-Cola and Walmart, guys. So really in detail what this market, why people are so jittery. Trump said Sunday that his plan for reciprocal tariffs expected to be unveiled Wednesday will target all countries, rejecting the notion that the upcoming levies will be narrow and more targeted. Then, guys, Wall Street Journal reported the president had in recent days pushed his advisors to get more aggressive when it comes to tariffs. So, guys, tariffs really, scaring the market here. We can see right here Trump's rhetoric as Liberation Day approaches as accumulated in a renewed sense of worry that the tariffs will significantly slow the economy and could perhaps even be a catalyst for a recession, guys. Economists polled in CNBC Rapid Update Survey points to first quarter economic expansion of just 0.3%, well below the 2.3% growth seen in the fourth quarter. So, guys, why is Trump doing this? Well, we're trying, really to get leverage, guys. We need leverage. Countries have been taking advantage of us for a long time, and Trump knows that, and he is trying to use tariffs as a leverage play. One, it's to get leverage on negotiation and to do business deals and stuff like that for the United States. It's also to bring back manufacturing to this company, because a lot of people, what they do, it's somewhat expensive to operate in the United States, so they go abroad to try and save money. When there's no tariff, they could bring their products back into the United States to sell. That is no longer the case, guys. If you try to bring goods and services back and to sell in the United States now, you're going to have to pay that tariff. So we're trying to get manufacturing back into this country to get that made in America product. Made in America clothes, made in America, instead of the made in China, which so many people like to do, cheap products in China and then make their product China and then bring them back here. So that's why you always see the made in China tag. Anyway, that's the news, guys. A lot of people are, a little shaken up about this tariff thing getting out of the market. Obviously the Fed has to keep this in consideration. We could, see inflation go up too, with businesses here raising, their pricing to try and deal with these tariffs and stuff like that. So lots happening in the economy. Will the Fed raise rates? I don't know. We're going to have a lot of short-term pain, as the president has said. So, we'll see what happens. Obviously, market is reacting accordingly to this. A lot of older money in the market can't afford, a recession or short-term pain. So, so that is pretty much the news leading up to this week and why the market is red today. So Mocha Fella's portfolio, we could go to ticker symbol SPY here, or let's just go to SPX. We see it, really coming down to the 40 RSI level on this. Let's make sure it's on 6 month, the chart we like. So 40 RSI, below fair value range, and we see a decline due to the scare of tariffs and stuff like that. Then we saw it really rally back up here to March 25th, and then now we see it come back down here with it trying to bounce here. But a lot of short-term pain here in the market since the inauguration of President Donald Trump. We do have total account value of the Mogul Fellows portfolio 26,108 there. Total market in, we have 12,625 in the market, and then we have a higher cash balance, which we like, at a 13,481 to really navigate this market here. We like to be somewhat half cash, half in the market to try and see what this market's going to do, but we also want to buy deals, which we're going to be doing today, guys. So we haven't even looked at the market. We looked at somewhat what it was doing this morning just to make sure it wasn't crashing, but it's holding up better than I expected it to. But we're gonna look at these stocks here. We see DraftKings really coming down at a 26 RSI level. Let's just go through these just to see what we're looking at here. So Palantir 37, we could add to Palantir since we trimmed it a lot lately. Tesla still holding ground after that, after Elon and Doge, potential brand damage, but fundamentals, with Tesla, our balance sheet's still looking strong. They have like $30-something billion in cash. They're hurting with their numbers with the Model Y just because of their revamp. We'll see their deliveries are going to be released this week, hopefully, and it's kind of a controversial stock right now. And if you're a long-term investor in Tesla, you believe in the vision with Optimus, you believe in the vision with autonomy vehicles and Cybercab and their energy business, a silent killer there. Tesla could be a good buy here this year as you see it really sell off. Just look in here. We like to look at the RSI levels, guys, on the 6 month chart just to see, Nvidia really coming down. We mentioned that in the news section of this video. 107, we saw that 104, 105 earlier, and so it's coming back up. So just getting an idea what we want to buy here, guys. So I think we're going to do 3 $100 buys here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and add into Nvidia here, guys. We see it really coming down, and we really want to start adding a big position into Nvidia. What do we have it at? Let's see. Yeah, we have a good amount. We have 7 shares and a 7 74 market value. We want to add more to that, guys. So let's go ahead, do a $100 buy of NVIDIA. That is almost one share, guys. Let's go ahead and lock this in. All right, we snagged NVIDIA at 107.47, almost one share of NVIDIA. As we see it really come down quite a bit. You know, Tesla, we already have a big, you know, Tesla position, mogul pot, and then this is our trading position here. We have 6 shares on the trading position. If you guys want to know more about the mogul pot, our long-term portfolio, you got to get into the Discord. Go to mogulfellas.com. Check out membership options there. So we're not going to add into Tesla today. We're going to try and see other deals here. Amazon in officially oversold value here. We're going to add into Amazon here. So our second Mag 7 company that we were buying today. Let's go ahead and lock in a $100 buy of Amazon. All right, we snagged Amazon at $189.59, $100 fractional shares. All right, you know, that's what we do, guys. We snipe deals and, you know, we trim accordingly. Dollar cost average in, trim accordingly. We buy every day. You know, sessions we buy, and then also if you want to, you know, catch what we buy the rest of the week, you got to get into the Discord. All right, what else do we have here? You know, we're seeing all these stocks that are down on the day so far. Microsoft is looking pretty good at the 26 RSI level here. Obviously DraftKings we would like to add in, but hospitality tends to get crushed during a downturn, especially a correction or a crash. We got NVIDIA almost down 2%. Microsoft, I think we're going to do either Microsoft or Palantir. I think we're going to go Microsoft, guys. We might buy Palantir tomorrow in the Discord, but let's go ahead and snag Microsoft. $100 buy of Microsoft here. All right, guys, snagging $372.35, $100 into Microsoft, our third Mag 7 company. So we bought 3 Mag 7 companies today, guys. NVIDIA, Amazon, and Microsoft. You know, the great companies to add into. You know, we have all Mag 7 in the portfolio. You know, we are looking pretty sad in the portfolio right now, down a total of 780. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green positions in the portfolio, with the rest red. And that's normal, guys. You know, during this time, you know, especially during this time, you're going to see some short-term pain in the portfolio. And, you know, if, you know, you could get a better deal with these companies, you might as well buy, you know, while it's cheaper. You know, you got to be into companies. You know, if you could get a better deal from them, you obviously, you know, should buy them at that, you know, better deal. It's like going to the grocery store. You saw steak last week at, you know, $15 a pound or whatever. And then you see it $10, you're obviously going to buy it at $10. So obviously this this market presents opportunity to buy at better deals. This is our trading portfolio. We obviously like to buy dollar cost average into 30 positions. And if they're selling at a better deal, we like to, you know, average down, and then when the market recovers, we trim accordingly. When the market you know, when those specific positions go up, we trim accordingly. Yeah, guys, so adding into this market as it presents opportunity for buyers to get in, the people that have cash on hand. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, we really saw the market on last Friday sell off, and then we saw it really intensify yesterday with the futures, and today we saw it really come down. But, you know, obviously we are trying to recover here. We'll see what, you know, the rest of the market presents here. You know, we see a little low of 54.88 on SPX. We see it currently at 5599 there. So we'll see what it does this week, guys. Catch us in the Discord. You can go over to mogulfellows.com, check out membership. Still free, guys. We said we were going to charge for it this year, but there's a lot of stuff for us to do in the Discord and on the website. A ton of other stuff with the membership. You get our VIP access to our VIP section on our website. So get into Discord, guys. Get in Discord. Invite on mogulfellows.com. Check out membership information there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Session number 89. Till next time, hit the outro.